Well, hello ladies and gentlemen, this is your friend Noe again. The video I done the other day, I want to elaborate a little bit more on some of the points that I made in that video. As you see by the title of this one, whose fault is it anyway? We're coming into a time when if you want to see it or understand it or even care to think about it, but as the Bible said, for in the end perilous times shall come, and we are in it. Things seem to look a little better, but that's only because of a certain event that we have coming up in November. That's part of the game that they play. So what you're hearing right now is a lot of who is at fault. Who's at fault? This one done it, that one done it. This group of people done it, this group of people done it. Everybody blames everything on everybody else. And they never look in the mirror. A saying that a guy I used to work with said one time, and it works. It's perfect. A person's financial problems is not what they make, but what they spend. So the people that are out to destroy their own citizens because of this is their greed, their egotistical behavior, their narcissism. They truly believe that they have the right to control everybody's lives. For the past few decades, this stuff has all been planned, it's all been gone over. They've already manipulated people's thoughts, as I pointed out in the other video. People don't even know what to believe in anymore, and they believe half the stuff they believe is false. It's lunacy. It's complete craziness. But that's exactly what these people that are doing this and creating this want. They don't want people to think of anything other than complete lunacy. I do chuckle a lot because people, Hollywood, you can't trust Hollywood, you can't believe in Hollywood, and look what they're doing, and look at how they're manipulating everything, and this suggestive thoughts, and blah, 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 and on and on and on. But there's a whole group of people out there that swear up and down we live in a matrix. The movie, the 3-part movie, we live in a matrix. Oh, and they're bound to determine. Everything's going on. Everything's all messed up because the Matrix is messing up. No, that's the farthest thing from the truth. We live in reality. It's just how they are manipulating the very reality that we live in. Now, the point I wanted to make in this video is, whose fault is it? How many people out there realize they have their belief in God wrong, but what's the first thing out of their mouth? Oh, this person did it, that person did it. They blame this person. Well, I was listening to this person. Well, what are you doing listening to anybody? When one of the lessons of the Bible is clear. Study to show yourself worthy. Meaning, you study it. You learn it. Don't read it and listen to somebody else and, that's what it means. Because you've put your faith in their opinion. So whose fault is it? So with everything going on and all this manipulation and everything else, one of the points I was making in the other video is wiggle room between right and wrong. Wiggle room. I'm going to show you a video. And in this video, there's a man doing something. He's got an ant nest in the back of in his backyard behind his house. Okay? And he's watched something. And he's listened to these people that say, oh, you take your propane from your grill, hook a hose to it, to the tank, run it over, and put the other end of the hose into the entrance of the anthill. Turn on the gas. I'm going to leave it at that. Watch this clip. So there you have it. What I want you to ask is, whose fault is it? Whose fault is it that this guy thought it was a smart idea to put LP gas, propane, from his grill tank, those little small tanks, pump this gas into this anthill, and let's light it? See, educated people and logical people that can think logically and can think intelligently and have common sense know that that is the dumbest thing you could ever do. Concussion of the explosion needs to go somewhere. So what you see here, where did it go? He put all this LP gas into the ground through all these channels of the anthill, and he lit it on fire. And he lit it. The explosion, it had nowhere to go. And you saw the result. What if this guy was seriously injured because of this? He got rocks embedded right in many rocks embedded in his legs, his chest, his arms, one right in the side of his face or his head. Okay? Whose fault is it? Shall we blame the person that put the video out and says, oh, this is what you do, and blah, 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 and should we blame him? Oh, I got it. Let's blame the gas company. They didn't put a warning on there on the side of that tank saying not to do this. So it's their fault. How about the manufacturer of the matches that he used? Oh, there's no warning on the matches not to light LP gas that you've put into an anthill. See? These are the points I'm making. This is the point where we're at today. Many of you may not know about what happened in Texas last Friday. 3 masked people decided they were going to invade a home. In this home was a mother, a 12-year-old, a 17-year-old, and a 17-year-old's friend. Now, the 17-year-old, when they kicked in the door, grabbed a shotgun and sent 2 of them to their meeting with God. And 1 got away and ran off. Now, the courts, the judicial system in Texas, mind you, Houston, is seating a grand jury because we have to see if we can file charges against this 17-year-old boy. So, more or less, the criminals that kicked in the door to do who knows what they were going to do, they're not at fault. Oh, that 17-year-old is for defending his family, their lives, and their possessions, and their property. So you see where we've come to. They're just going to put fault wherever they want to put fault, even though it is the person's fault. Those three criminals that kicked in the door and were going to invade the home and do whatever they were going to do within this home, they're at fault. But yet, in our society today, oh no. The good guy with a defense tool is now possibly facing the rest of his life in jail. So this sends a message, number one, to the criminal: we're protected by a corrupt judicial system. Oh, and those of you out there that think you're going to defend yourself in your own home, no, we're not going to allow that. So let's put this into the perspective of saving your own soul. Whose fault is it? Any damnation of any person's soul is their own fault. They did it to themselves. Nobody did it to them. That much is clear. That was the point I was making. In the world is black and white. When it comes to Jesus Christ and Judgment Day, it is yea or nay. That's it. There's no wiggle room. There's no, well, this pastor or these people on YouTube, and well, why are you listening to them? You can't be listening to them. When it says study to show yourself worthy. That's just what it means. You are to sit down and you are to study it and you are to learn the truth for yourself. And if anybody tries to tell you, or if you seek help from somebody, that's fine. But make sure what they're telling you can be backed up in the Bible and the context of it and what the message is of the chapter, who the person was, who it was being written to, what's the morals, the principles, and the values taught within it. That tells you if that person is telling you the truth or if they've got some off-the-wall interpretation. The point I want to stress to all of you, there is a lot of very hard times coming within the next few months when half of the United States is now in winter. Freezing temperatures, snow, blizzards, snowstorms, ice storms. These people have invested way too much time and way too much money not to finish what they started. There will be electricity shortages. There's already food shortages. There will be heating oil shortages, gas shortages, as in natural gas that people use to heat their homes and cook their meals. Many of us have already been vindicated. The heroes of the world today that I will say has pleased God are the people that had the morals, the principles, and the values, and the bravery to stand up to this evil and say no. You can threaten me with everything. You can try your darndest to destroy my life and take everything from me. But no matter what you do, I will not be your guinea pig. And this is what we have to realize now and be ready. Because there is no more dangerous person on this earth than a person that has no morals, no values, has no inclination of the value of life. And when they're hungry and they're cold, they will do anything to take what you have. That's a guarantee. You need to make it right between you and the Creator, God, Jesus Christ. Nobody else but you and the Savior and the Father that is in heaven. This is where you need to make it right between you and them, because very bad times are just around the corner. And after that little event happens in November, if evil retains their power through we know the means, begins with F and ends in D, if they do this again and can do it to a large enough scale again, and they can retain power, it's all over. If they cannot, and what we know should happen and can happen and will happen without the F blank 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 D, then it will be 2020, the summer of 2020. We all remember the summer of 2020 times 10. Evil will not go down quietly. They will not back down. You are their enemy. They do hate you with all of their being. It's time to be ready, be prepared, because this coming winter is not going to be pretty. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think I am. They've done too much, they've gone too far, and too much is being exposed for them to stop now. And don't be the guy with the hose and the LP gas tank and a book of matches. Be the guy standing there saying, my faith is with God. My salvation is with the Son. And there is nothing you can do to change that, or stop it, or change my mind. So until next time, ladies and gentlemen, God willing, this is No Way Out.